Okay, there it goes. Is it recording or?
Oh, it is, yeah.
Lovely. Well, we'll edit that part out. Okay, this is Amanda Mack, and thank you for watching the commentary on Don't Look Down. Hopefully you've actually watched the version that doesn't have us speaking on it, because we're about to ruin a whole lot of shit. So, yeah, I wrote and directed it, and I have, I guess, the star next to me here.
Hi guys, my name's Tim. Tim Reynolds. I'm the guy on the right, playing Richard, looking like hobo.
Looking like you've got a serious heroin problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, appropriately so. Yeah. This is actually the first thing I have to say about any of this. This is the first time I ever grew a beard.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe I did know that.
Yeah. No, it was the first time I ever grew a beard, just to see if I could, and it just happened to coincide with the shooting of it. So.
Right. I remember the table read. You were like, "Do you want me to keep this or no?" And.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the table read now.
Oh, we should probably talk about what's going on. This is our first day of shooting, actually, and this scene wasn't actually supposed to be start the film. It was in the middle, but then there's like that scene where you make the voice, or you call your mom, or Richard calls his mom, and he's like, I'm trying to get clean and everything. And after that whole bit, this scene comes up, and he has stolen the money from the store, and so it felt like it was counterproductive that Richard would make such a big deal out of like trying to get clean and then go steal money. So I moved it to the beginning.
Yeah, this was also from the first day as well, right?
Yes.
It was later on that afternoon.
Right, yeah.
That was a really busy shooting day. We started at about, I want to say like 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I think this was sometime in the afternoon. This is also the second time that I met Kennedy, the girl in the scene who's playing my niece. And we got along really well. She was a very sweet kid.
Yeah. I also remember we ended up filming that the kite flying stuff because Kennedy just kind of took the kite and just kind of went with it. Mm-hmm. So me and Shay were chasing behind you guys with the cameras in order to film you, because we weren't even supposed to film that until later, but she decided she wanted to.
Yeah, she said nope. Now is what we're doing.
Right.
This is also some brilliant acting for me as I'm struggling to put together a child's kite.
This was your idea. I remember you said...
It was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was so windy that day. We were having a hard time, me telling the story about... telling the story that I'm telling right now, and it was not like we couldn't get the boom mic to work. We couldn't get the timing of it right. So I suggested politely, perhaps, if I'm just sitting down.
Yeah, and I also remember you said something that I thought was really powerful. You said, well, is it okay that Richard never actually fixes the kite? I think it'll say a lot about his character. And I still think about you saying that, and I was like, wow, that's such a great observation for this character, especially since you hadn't spent as much time with Richard at this point. So right. I was just really impressed that you had gotten the character so quickly and everything. So
well, thank you, I guess.
Yeah. That's a compliment. It's a total compliment.
I appreciate that. I guess something about myself. I don't I like the acting background I have is in theater, which I think shows in the film and in what will show in the web series. So I have, being in theater, you don't really watch yourself so much. They encourage you to videotape yourself and all that, but it's just not something that I'm used to doing.
Right.
So for the fact that I'm still doing this commentary, I think says a lot about me.
I do remember this being the windiest damn day in the universe. There was a hurricane watch or something.
I think that building in the background was actually blown away later on that day.
It was. It's not there anymore.
Yeah. There's a small memorial for the building.
This is the last known video of that building.
Yeah.
And soon you'll be hearing the voice of Kevin Buttimer, who plays Donovan. And the way this is filmed was actually kind of a mistake, because we filmed it on the, during everyone's work schedule and stuff. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to get a shot of Kevin so that it would go back and forth between Richard and Donovan. But we couldn't get a close up of Kevin because he had to leave and go to work, and so we ended up filming this, and that was all we were able to get. And so you actually don't see Kevin's face for a while. It was a total mistake, but people really seem to react to that.
Yeah, it worked really well. You makes him mysterious and enigmatic. Who was that masked man? Speaking to Richard.
I remember someone said it felt a little too dramatic though, because Donovan was just a drug dealer and he wasn't like a killer or anything. I was like, no, I mean he's of detrimental sort of importance in a way to Richard,
It would have been over dramatic if like we played dun 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 or something like that.
Right.
But I mean, no, it actually it plays across rather nicely, rather naturally.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you.
Cut to the coldest night ever.
I know, and you wanted to like cut up the entire damn time.
Yeah, I was in rare form this evening. One thing that I like, I'm reminded because I'm walking up to the door, but I would, for my sound check, would just go, karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. And I would knock on the door and just say that.
I know. There's like 90 takes in the outtakes of you doing that.
Yep.
You know why I do that at the park? They're way out of line.
Masked man. Oh, it's just Kevin.
Yeah. Aw. Kevin was so great. He and I loved watching you guys on screen together too.
I mean, you have absolutely no right to get involved.
No, Kevin was a lot of fun to work with.
Not your life, Richard. Not anymore.
I'm sorry, I had more to say, but then I started watching it. So,
I guess that's a good
Kevin, if Kevin's listening to the commentary, I was drawn in, but I'm sorry.
Oh, do you remember there was a different line right there, and then I had to like rewrite it?
Let's talk about lines for a second, Amanda, and what was written and what was said.
Yes, let's do that, Tim. There was a lot of stuff that was written that never got said, and a lot of things that was said that was never written. Do you want to?
It was acting. It was all acting the whole time.
Absolutely.
Just absolutely in its purest form. No, Amanda, bless her heart, wrote everything and gave it to me, and just for whatever reason, I guess it's just the anxiety of being on film or something like that. I just had the hardest time in the world saying it word for word, having a hard time saying it. What's the word? Saying it right, and so as a result, I was known as, what was it, like Two Take Tim, out of pure irony.
We called it human error dialogue after a while, and I still can't watch this scene. So you can't see me right now, but I have my eyes averted away from the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And I can't, I watched it when I was editing it, but I can't watch it now. And it's not in a way where it's like, oh God, it's so bad. It's just like, oh my God, I don't want to see Richard like go through that. So it's a compliment.
No, that
really.
that was done in 2 takes.
Yeah, it was.
That just, nickname came for 2 reasons, I suppose.
Oh, and here's Shay, her cameo. Who she's playing a much bigger character in the web series, a character named Charlotte.
I'm fine.
And this was
the last thing that we shot.
It was the very last thing we shot. And again, I tell this story sometimes, but I remember like as soon as I said cut, you like jumped in the car with Shay and like drove off to get your beard cut.
Yeah, no, I had about enough of, as we're going through this, I'm just staring at my hair and criticizing my hair and like, what are you doing? Just a little product, okay? But it all matched in the character. Actually, when I got everything, all my hair cut off and my beard shaved, I went into work and they went, oh, you don't look homeless anymore. Which was nice. I like the extra in the background.
Yeah, who has no idea what's going on. And Deanna just came up, who brilliantly plays Karma. I knew she was going to be Karma like the day I met her, and I gave her the script and she really liked it, and so I'm really happy she signed on, because she's brilliant. I think she played the character so perfectly and whatnot.
I never really liked Denise anyway.
No, she was a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah.
She was there was a lot of outtakes, especially with this particular. Yeah.
Yeah, especially she says a line in Spanish in a couple of minutes. And the thing about Deanna, she doesn't actually know Spanish. I don't know how embarrassed she'll be by me saying that, but
Well, she's not here, so you know.
but I remember we had like my friend Sarah on set, and the line in English is like, "I'm going to kill you and bury your body." I think that's what it says in English.
Right.
And so we had like Sarah's iPhone on set, and so we had the translator open, and so from that's what we figured out what Deanna was gonna say in Spanish, and she could not nail it. And I remember after a while I was kind of like, if you don't want to say the line, that's okay, because there were so many takes of her not saying it right, but she nailed it, and it was the perfect take. So
When was the last time you used?
I love this exchange.
Don't lie to me.
This morning.
Let me see your arm.
Okay. 20 minutes ago. All right, but I'm beating it. I'm
You're quite a brilliant actor there, Tim Reynolds.
What?
I say you're quite a brilliant actor there. But you just want me to say it again.
I did see you a few months
What?
Yeah.
I don't
So the traffic was like completely crazy in the background.
thought about
Did not think about that when we were filming this, because this whole scene originally took place in a grocery store, but we couldn't book a grocery store, so we set it up in a yogurt shop, and the yogurt shop pulled out at the last minute, and so I had to rewrite the scene.
Yep.
And take out all the references to a yogurt shop. So I basically had to like rewrite the entire thing. And I found out Wednesday that the yogurt shop wasn't going to let us do it. And then like we were shooting on Saturday, so I had to rewrite it between like Wednesday and Saturday. But I had to get to you guys, and it was a total mess. But
Yeah, the script for this scene was just out of the shot of the frame. No, I mean, we put it away, but no, like between takes, Deanna and I were working hard to, at least get the spirit of the scene correct
yeah,
as best we could.
I think it came off really, really nicely. To say that
Yeah.
you guys had gotten a script like the morning before.
No, I think that for all the problems that the production had, there's a Spanish. For all the problems that the production had, I mean, I think that the end product came across extremely well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You didn't do anything.
And that's Box Violet that you can hear as the ringtone there. They're a band out in California that pretty much opened their entire catalog to me and said, use whatever you like.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So they're
I was wondering why there was so much of their music.
yeah. So shout out to Margot and Luke, who they comprise Box Violet, and they're an amazing band. And I talked to Margot, and she was like, yeah, use whatever. So she sent me like stuff that they hadn't released yet, and just gave me just everything that I could have ever wanted. So they provided the soundtrack basically.
Dirt on my elbow from the table.
I saw that like when I was editing. I saw that and I was like, well, we can't reshoot it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. I was just upset because I really like that shirt.
Oh, is it ruined now?
Oh no, it was already ruined.
Just
Bleach
like
stain there.
Richard.
Yeah, just like Richard. So no, it's the perfect shirt and everything. That was planned. That was planned the whole time.
This is actually my favorite scene in the entire film. I think we got this done. This was, oh my God, this was at the end of the Taylor Street day.
Yep.
And we were all tired. I'm actually sitting on the floor with the camera, like filming you. I just had like the pole on it really long to make it look like I was standing. But you got it done in a few takes, and it's my favorite scene because for me it's the most heartbreaking scene. Even though it's not the overdose or anything, but it's just the voicemail itself and the emotion in it and everything. This scene always breaks my heart.
Richie. Call him the wish you had
And that was
birthday.
Lenita Spivey. That was the voice of Donna,
Sit down, taking you out to a really
his
expensive
mother,
dinner. I bet
which we recorded that after one of the one of the Odd Lot shows.
probably bought you presents.
That's right.
Very nice and over the top.
Another Box Violet song there. I always assumed people would
Tell you that.
just think that it was coming from the computer, which is why it's just kind of playing. It's not like playing over the scene, it's just playing from the laptop.
I'm getting clean. thought you should know that. You can call me.
And this is Shay's dorm, actually, that we shot this in.
Yeah, it was the UPS store, then Daffin Park with Kennedy, then it was Taylor Street, and then it was this. So I had been acting for...
Oh, no, we didn't do all that the same day now.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
The Taylor Street day didn't come until much later.
I thought it was all on the same day.
Sure.
Huh.
Is that how you've
I've
been
just done
remembering
so
it?
much acting.
Is that how you've been remembering it for the last year?
Yeah, that it was a really long day.
I mean, we did have long
I mean,
days.
both days
but
were really long. I mean,
We shot this We shot this during the Taylor Street day,
Yes.
and the stuff at the UPS store and the park that was shot in the same day. But yeah, that wasn't all like crammed into one day. We would have, you would have hated me.
I know.
And I was the voice of Bobby, Richard's sister, on the phone there. And dear God, this was the Taylor Street day. And
Yeah, the house that we this scene and other scenes are shot in was it was what's her I'm blanking on her name.
who now?
The people that actually own the house.
It was Amy. The daughter's
Amy,
name was
yes.
Amy. Yes.
And we had to do so much of the movie just in this one house, and so many scenes had to be shot in this house, and we only had the afternoon. Like, we had to be done at 4.
Yeah.
And it was involved. It was intense.
It was.
There wasn't a whole lot of cutting up.
Yeah. This was. I remember being really, really stressed this day, but this scene in particular, I kind of wrote it at the last minute, and I assumed we'd be filming in the house all day, and so the scene takes place at night. And we only had until like 4 or 5 to actually film, so I was freaking out because I'm like, oh no, we have to shoot this night scene, and it's not going to be night, it's still going to be daylight. And I remember, Tim, you very just simply suggested, you were like, we should just shoot in one of the rooms that don't have windows. I was like, oh yeah, that works too.
Well, I can't remember what day we shot this, but at least I have moments of clarity.
Yeah, this was done relatively fast. Like, I don't remember there being a whole lot of takes with this one.
Yeah, no, I think there were a lot of stuff that just out of necessity could only be so many takes, but I mean, we were always satisfied with the takes that we had.
Right.
I mean, most of the time it was, to your satisfaction, but I remember there were more than a couple of times I was like, I'd like to try that again. There was something else I wanted to do, and
Right.
that sort of thing.
This always gets like an awe from the audience. I remember Kennedy was hell-bent on being carried. She did not want to walk to that bed. Because remember, my original plan was like, Bobby, you're going to come in and you're just going to kind of shake her and she's going to get up and walk. And Kennedy's like, I'm not walking. And Bobby was kind of like, well, it's cool. I'll carry you. And I'll be damned. She did carry her. I mean, it wasn't that long of a distance, but, Bobby she's so tiny. So I didn't, well, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't know how she'd feel about picking up Kennedy and carrying her, but she was totally fine with it. So the first glimpse not the first glimpse, I guess the first glimpse was during the voicemail.
The first focus.
Yeah, the first focus of the inhaler, which no one knew what it was. In the test screening that I did, like when this scene came up, no one knew it was an inhaler, and I thought everyone kind of knew what inhalers were, but I guess not. Like, I guess not everyone grew up with a bunch of asthmatic kids. So,
Well, it does have, in their defense, I mean, I recognize it as an inhaler, but in their defense, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on it. There's a lot of stickers. There's,
Right.
The letters on it.
Right.
Like, does this lioness sprawl across him and scratches him on his foot?
Deanna was such a trooper this day. She was actually shooting another movie, like, along with this one, and so she actually had the director of that movie drive her to our set. She did her scenes and then drove back to his set, and she was so fantastic this day. And
Here way too long. I should get going. Do you have to be somewhere?
oh, I'm watching.
Dinner?
Okay.
The delivery guy will be here in a moment. I shouldn't.
I really don't think there's too much
Please have dinner with us, Karma. I don't
with
even
this
know
scene,
what that
except
is.
that damn frog.
No, I can't go to you, Glenn.
The frog comes. The frog appears more though. It's kind of an Easter egg now. And this scene, that look always get to laugh. Like if you like picking at the pizza and like looking really annoyed, it always get to laugh. And like I remember thinking, I didn't think it would get a laugh, but it did.
Well, I was annoyed.
And
I do remember just wanting to eat the pizza. Like that's all that I really wanted in this scene was to eat the pizza, but
since we were so tight for time, this is the same house that we like had to shoot a bunch of stuff in a small period of time. I actually forgot to get a wide shot. I don't think anyone really notices, but you can't tell where everyone is sitting at the table. Like you can tell, I guess, by the direction that people look.
I don't remember there being a whole. No, you thought about it, but there wasn't enough space to get it without getting. You couldn't get a good wide shot of it.
Oh, really? I remember like just being really like frustrated and just forgetting. But maybe that was the case. I have no idea. A lot of that day has gone to the back of my memory to never resurface again. But I remember like editing it together and then going, "Oh no, you don't know where everyone is sitting." And like the only hint that you get is when you get up, you walk behind Kennedy and she kind of looks back. And I was thinking, "Oh, well, at least we know that he was sitting to like the right of Kennedy." So but yeah, that's the only hint that you have of where everyone is sitting.
And that's really the problem. That's the biggest issue that this movie ran into.
So we're about to the overdose, which was all done in one take, and surprisingly, wasn't like the hardest take that we had.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was the. I mean, it was choreographed. It was blocked out really well, and so I mean, it was the. I mean, I didn't have to do anything, but no, I mean, everything was planned out from the beginning of the shot, and I think there was a trial run, and then I think it was only 2 or 3 takes.
Right.
Dun dun.
And this is me following behind.
Desperately trying to keep her butt out of the shot.
Yeah, I did. You're exactly right. And you'll later, after she kind of gets a sense of what's going on, she runs downstairs and gets a credit card and opens the bathroom door. And I got that idea because I've actually used that method to open locked doors before. Like it doesn't work on like deadbolts, of course, but just
right.
those little simple locked doors.
Right.
And I also want to put the idea out there that she had kind of prepared herself for this day, that she knew that this was a possibility with Richard's problem, and so or Richard's addiction. So she kind of had a game plan in her head already, just in case something like this ever happened. And so I like to think that's why she immediately like ran to get a credit card and open the door and everything.
I think to spoil the moment of the scene, if I could say something, no, I think what I always liked about that shot was the door open and there was a lot of white light. I mean, it was a really white bathroom, and it being the afternoon, it just when it first opens, it's kind of like this dreamy, almost heavenly thing, and then I'm dressed in dark clothes and black.
Yeah, I love that shot as well. And I also love that you can like kind of see your hand, like you can barely see your hand and you can tell it's not moving, that it's sort of just there,
I need you to go into your room right now, okay? Why? Uncle Richard is very sick, but
Poor Kennedy.
fine. I just called the ambulance and they're coming.
I do remember she had a lot of questions about she had a lot of questions about like what we were, what the big deal was, like
right.
why we had the belt and everything.
And how old is she, or how old was she at the time?
She was 7 when we were filming, but
right.
her birthday was really, really close because we had a birthday cake that day, and we celebrated her birthday. So yeah, she had a lot of questions about like what was going on, and I remember like a few times I would just kind of like tell her to ask her mom. I would refer her back to her mom because I didn't want to be that person to be like, well, Richard has a heroin problem. And he likes
And this is what heroin does to you.
yeah, and he likes to put syringes in his arm and put nasty stuff in
And
his
feel
veins.
good. Just feel good, kids. That's the thing about heroin. You always have a good time.
We almost got arrested this day.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun. Apparently you can't shoot on hospital.
No, this wasn't.
This was the.
This is Taylor.
Yeah, this is Taylor Street
Okay,
Day,
okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
This was early in the morning. This was like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and
Before all the sick people show up at the hospital.
right,
We absconded with one of the wheelchairs.
and then almost got arrested.
Yeah, there was a security guy that passed us by and kind of gave us a look like, all right. And then passed by again and was like, you guys can't do this. Can we please? No, you got to go. Apparently, like, one of the administrators is on one of the, in the window right now, like, watching us.
Right. And did not like the activities.
Yeah, didn't like it, was petting a cat, had a monocle, he was...
This was like our smallest crew. It was actually my mom.
Yeah, it
Boom.
was you, your mom, me, and Bobby.
Right, yeah. This is
That was it.
Yeah. And I'm going to encourage all the viewers to actually pause when the close up of Richard's thing of his wristband, because there's a lot of little Easter eggs on that wristband, like tons of them.
You no longer
So,
have a say in any matter, Richard.
This was a pretty minimum day. Like everyone pretty much knew what they were doing, and it was really cold, so no one like really felt like joking around too much. And we had a small crew, and I was stressing out. And this is actually at Turtle Creek Apartments out on White Bluff.
I actually had to sit down.
Do you remember that it's in the back of Turtle Creek?
Yeah, no, I remember, no, this was apartment complex on the south side of Savannah.
Right.
And I remember it being very cold.
It was very cold.
This is also, in the outtakes, the famous throat gurgle.
Which I haven't actually put in any of the outtakes.
And I
that were
appreciate
released.
that. There was a take that we did, and there was a point where I put my arm around Bobby and hold her close, and we're still saying things. And my throat gurgled. There was just this little in my throat that I couldn't control. It just happened. And I was too busy acting to really, care or give a shit, but it just absolutely ruined Bobby's world. Like, she just lost her mind. She was like, what was that? And laughing.
That take is probably a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I was like, it was just a throat gurgle. I don't know what you want. What do you people want from me?
Well, I mean, you kept sort of egging it on as well.
Oh, no
So-
doubt. No, that's what I would do.
It's funny, but I still
Yeah,
have
I,
it every year on the calendar.
I feel weird about the way the scene is written. Well, not the entire scene, but there's
Wonderful years with
this part in particular where Bobby brings up Tabitha, which is Richard's daughter, that died 6 years or a couple of years earlier, and eventually kind of led to his spiral. But I remember thinking like it wasn't written like in a way that sort of hinted that that was his daughter, and that there was that had sort of caused his heroin problem. Because I remember a lot of people like it just went over their heads. Like I would ask them questions afterwards, and they wouldn't know who Tabitha was, and I was like, oh crap, well we can't like reshoot it because it's already done. But
Right. But no, but as an intro film into Less Than Sex, I mean, you would watch it and it might be an intriguing aspect of it, that helps draw you into the web series. So
right. I really love the way this scene came out.
But that'll be your problem.
in this scene, I'm gonna brood.
You brewed the entire.
This is
day.
where the throat gurgle happened in a different take, just so you know. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
The girl that ruined the take, or not really ruined. Well, not really ruined the take, but. And because I'm a total dumbass, this is the take that doesn't have the credits. So just imagine that you're seeing lots of credits sort of come across, and everyone's getting their thank yous, and
All these people worked super hard.
that you won't get
And
to see.
Amanda has given them no thanks. Heartless bitch.
I know, right?
You can curse on the commentary, right?
Yeah, you can totally curse.
I mean, it's the end of the commentary, so I felt it was the appropriate time to ask.
Of course.
Good.
But there were so many people that worked on this and helped us out, and you would be seeing a scrolling list of that. I remember one of the credits for the lighting was God and Thomas Edison, because there wasn't even enough money to like get lighting rigs.
Right.
So we just had to do everything like with natural lighting.
Yeah, no, I think, all the outside stuff, it was all, well, this is what the sun gave us at this particular moment, so it's what we're going to do.
Right. And I felt like if I would have messed around with lighting too much, it would have like looked weird once we tried to edit it together. Because once you move the lighting and it, casts shadows a different way, and then I don't know. I was okay with doing it natural, like, because I'm like, well, whatever way we move, that's sort of the natural movement of the light. So
right.
Really can't, have any problems with that. Another Box Violet song to end our little movie here.
God, it's like they'd said use all the music that you want ever.
It's like they were totally open to us using everything that
whatever.
we could. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it.
Do you have anything else to say about the film, or you don't have to. I mean,
Other than this is a prequel into a web series that we're filming actually right now, that will be out hopefully sometime early next year, and Richard returns because he didn't die. Shaven, looking snazzy.
Yeah. Entered into the series, and I had a lot of fun working on the film in any event, and made a lot of, like, Amanda originally asked me to do this, having didn't really know me. She had seen me at Odd Lot at Muse Arts Warehouse in Savannah, and she also saw me at the Bay Street Theater's annual performance of Rocky Horror, and just based off of that asked me to do it, which was kind of strange because she's only seen me, then at that point she'd only seen me as Brad Majors and doing improv comedy, and so now I need you to play this heroin addict, and I need it to be serious, like it's not a joke that he's a heroin addict. So she had a lot of faith in me just based off of that, and had a lot of fun, made a lot of friends, and made friends with Amanda, I guess. And it was enjoyable, and I hope you, having had watched this, enjoyed it as much as we had fun making it. Yeah, absolutely. You always wrap up my stuff better than I do. Thank you, Tim. Oh, you're welcome. I think it's the real reason why you keep me around. It's not. It's not to play Richard. It's just, well, Tim's got his shit together, so I guess you understand my shit better than I do. Okay. That's why I keep you around. Okay, that's cool. The song's over, so I assume that means the credits are over as well. Okay.